Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to What Up Clay. This is a channel we talk about all kinds of projects such as how to fix, how to maintain, how to clean it, how to build it. Anything that comes across my desk. So one thing I've been getting calls up on is how to troubleshoot a refrigerator, how to fix a refrigerator. Unfortunately, I don't have a refrigerator that's bad, so therefore I can't troubleshoot anything to be specific what's wrong with it. But I do have my extra refrigerator that I have on the garage. So I will go over the basics on how to troubleshoot the most common reason why a refrigerator is not working. So the most common reason why a refrigerator is not cooling is hot food. The Molin's bad. The Molin is the rubber gas that goes around the refrigerator, such as this one here. You have a bad door switch or an evaporator fan that's not working, or the compressor motor's not working, the condenser's dirty, or the condenser fan's not working. These are the most common things that could cause a refrigerator not to cool. And also another reason why is the thermostat. So the defrost thermostat. So first we'll go over the hot food. It's usually around the holidays where there's a lot of food. You know, you make a lot of food for the holidays. You put it in the refrigerator. When you put it in the refrigerator, the food's about 80-90 degrees. So next day you wake up, it's 50-60 degrees inside the refrigerator. Good, that means your refrigerator is working. The reasoning behind it's only 50-60 degrees is your food in there is 80-90 degrees. You're putting a lot of food in there that's really hot. And your refrigerator is not designed to quickly chill something. Your refrigerator is designed to maintain a temperature. So if you put hot food in there, it's not going to start blowing out, 0-degree air to hurry up and cool down that food. It's going to blow out about 28-degree air into the refrigerator to help the refrigerator cool down. So now another thing that is a problem, well, if you do have hot food in there, give it 2 days. Should be cooled down within 2 days. So next we'll step on to the Molin. The Molin, again, is the gas that goes around the door. If you have a refrigerator that keeps running and running and running and won't get cool inside to where it shuts off, one of the reasons why it might be the Molin. To check this, what I do is I take a light. I take a bright light, such as this one right here. I'll turn it on, I'll throw it inside, then I'll shut the doors. Well, when I shut the doors, I'll then shut the lights off to the room that the refrigerator's in. Then I'll look around the edges of the doors. I'll see if I can see any light coming through the doors, anything coming through the Molin. If I do see light, that means that the Molin's bad. That means you have cold air that's escaping. So another thing is a door switch. A door switch, a lot of refrigerators have the door switch mounted around the door, whether it's up here, over here, whatever. A refrigerator like this one here, the door switch is built into the hinge. So what I have to do, and what I recommend that's done, is to see if the door switch is working. First off, the door switch is what tells the refrigerator that the doors are closed, and tells the refrigerator, kick the cooling system on, the doors are closed, it's ready to cool down. Well, if it doesn't think the doors are closed, it's not going to ever turn on. So I'll take my video camera, like my phone, I'll put on video. I'll put it on the top shelf or wherever in the refrigerator, then I'll shut the doors while it's recording. After about 10 seconds, I'll open the door, pull the camera out, and I'll check the video. If the video shows it gets dark in there, that means the door switch is working. Another issue, it's a pretty common issue, is the evaporator fan not working. Now the evaporator fan, see these vents right here? Not all refrigerators will have the vents located in the exact same spot. You will notice that the vents will be near the top somewhere. They'll be somewhere near the top. So the evaporator fan blows the evaporator fan blows air through these vents in the refrigerator. So to check that, you can put the switch. If you have a switch, you push a switch, and if the lights shut off and everything like that, it kicks on. You can feel to see if there's cold air coming through. Like I said, this one here, the hinges are where the switch is located at, so I don't have the switch. But just for giggles, to make sure that's a problem, I'll take, regardless of what type of deal it is, I'll take a piece of paper. This right here is a piece of paper towel. I have masking tape on it. I use masking tape because it's easier to take off, doesn't leave the residue on the plastic. So I'm going to tape that up there. Now, if the fan kicks on, it's going to blow on that paper, and it's going to cause the paper to flap around. How I'm going to know it's doing that is throw a light in there. Why? Because as soon as I shut the door, the lights are going to shut off. So it's going to get dark. I'm not going to be able to see the paper. And then I take my video camera, put on video, and I'll hit record, and I'll put that where it's looking at that piece of paper. And then I'll shut the doors. I'll shut the doors for about 15 seconds, 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, depending on if I want to make sure or not. And by then the cooling system should kick on. And if I look back at the video and it's flapping, then that means that it's working. That means the cooling system is working. The fan is working. Not necessarily the cooling system, but at least the fan is working. So it's been about 15, 20 seconds, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what it looks like. Alright, now after looking at the video, we found that the fan is working fine. There's nothing wrong with the fan. The little tissue was waving and is looking good. So the next thing that we look for would be if the condenser's dirty. What happens a lot of times, especially if it's in the garage or the house, if your refrigerator's been there for a while, it'll collect dirt on the condenser. The condenser is a part that cools the refrigerant down after it's been compressed and heated up in the compressor. So if you have dirt on your condenser, it's not going to cool down. It's going to keep getting hot. It's going to stay hot, and it's not going to get cool when it goes inside the evaporator inside the refrigerator. So that's something we have to look at. It's very, very common, highly common for something like that to be bad. So let's go and pull the refrigerator out. We'll take the back panel off. We'll take a look at it and see if it's clean, see if it's dirty. So this is the back of the refrigerator, and this panel down here is the panel that we need to take off. Right behind that panel, you have the compressor as well as the condenser that we're going to look at now. So let's go ahead and take that panel off and take a look. But one thing I must warn you is before you pull a refrigerator away from the wall, especially if you have an ice maker and a water dispenser, you'll have a water hose. As you can see here, these water hoses, I don't have mine hooked up because it's in the garage, but you have to make sure that those are long enough to pull out. Usually they're located, they're connected underneath the sink. I would highly recommend that you turn the water off before you pull the refrigerator out. Therefore, if you do break the line, snap it, what have you, you won't have a flood. So, and then when you're pulling out, you have to make sure that you watch out for the power cord. Make sure the power cord is not going to come get ripped out of the wall or broken as well. When you put the refrigerator back in, slide it back in place, it's the opposite. Make sure that you're not going to pinching wires or hoses pushing it back in. And when you turn the water on, make sure you turn on slow, see that you don't have any leaks. So for now, let's go ahead and take this panel off and see what we have back here. Okay, now we got the back panel off. There's normally a panel that goes on right here. You have to make sure the panel's on for proper airflow back here. So if you don't have a panel, that could also be a reason why your refrigerator is not chilling. Over here on the left, we have the compressor. The compressor right here, this condenses the refrigerant into a liquid. But this right here, it should be very warm, not extremely hot. You'll hear it humming, feel it vibrating, and so on. Again, this right here is the compressor. Over here, we have the condenser fan. This fan right here is designed to cool the condenser. So make sure that this right here is spinning. If it's not spinning, obviously it's not cooling the condenser down properly. And this right here, this bad boy right here, is the condenser. Yeah, my condenser looks like it's pretty dirty. Not to the point where it wouldn't be working properly, but nonetheless, it is dirty. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. How you clean this up is you use compressed air, you use an air compressor, or you use a vacuum. I'm going to go ahead and use a vacuum and probably some compressed air to clean this thing here off. So make it look all nice and pretty. And after that, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so now we're going to take things apart here and look to see what could be possibly wrong behind here on this panel that could be causing it to not chill. As you can see, I've already taken out some of the shelves, and I'm going to say the same thing I say in all my videos. When you're taking something apart, always take a picture to see where they go. When you take the shelves out, you want to know exactly what hole they went into, which hole they went into. Therefore, you know exactly what level they went at, and you won't forget. Okay, so now we have the back panel off. As you can see the evaporator right here behind me. This right here is evaporator. This is part of the refrigerator or freezer that gets cold. Warm air goes through it, it gets cold, you know, and then it comes back out through the top. So the fan sucks the air through, comes out the top cold. Now, what I'm going over right now is just the basic troubleshooting things to look for in a refrigerator or a freezer that's not chilling or freezing properly. I can get further into it, deeper into it, make a video that'll be about an hour and a half, 2 hours long. There's so many things that can be wrong with the refrigerator that can cause it to not to work. But what I'm going over right now are the basics, that usually the most common problems that you have with refrigerators. So again, let's go over how the refrigerator works. So there's a fan. Remember the fan we tested earlier to make sure this fan worked. This right here is the fan on this one right there in the back. This is the back panel. So the fan will suck the air through, the warmer air through the fins, makes the air colder, shoots the colder air out through the top. Now if there's no air flowing through here, it could be one of two things. Number one, the fans could be, or the fins on the radiator or the evaporator are iced up, not allowing air to flow through it, or the fan's bad. If you pop this off and this right here is full of ice, caked on with ice, it is possible it's caked on there with the fan because the fan's not pulling air through it, but highly not likely. The likely culprit is going to be the defrost thermostat right here, the thermometer right there. What this does is this monitors the temperature of the pipes in this area. When this cakes up with ice, it tells the computer, hey, there's ice all over this thing, get it off. So then it'll shoot hot gas through here. Some of them have heating coils in them, or wires that go through, but it defrosts the water. If you notice, there's a hole down here at the bottom, goes down to the bottom of the refrigerator, and there's a pan down underneath there that holds the water. So you don't have to worry about leaking all over your floor. It's not going to leak all over your floor. So once it's defrosted, kicks back on, and so on. So if it's not defrosted, this is all covered with ice. That means it's not defrosted properly, so that right there is probably going to be the culprit. Now, on other refrigerators, they'll have a cylinder device that's about that big around. That's about maybe an inch, inch and a half in diameter, and about an inch thick. That right there, those will clip onto one of these parts of the quarter-inch pipe. So something else to look out there. Now, whenever you're working on something electrical, I highly recommend that you unplug it for safety purposes. Prevents shocking yourself. It also prevents from damaging the equipment even further. I have it on right now. I'm familiar with these things, so then again, it's always a shop teacher missing the finger, right? So anyhow, I have it on for demonstration purposes. Anyways, I hope this video helped you out. If you have any other questions, you want me to get further in depth in something, let me know. Send me a comment. I respond to all the comments. If I make another video to explain something to get more in depth in, I will do that. If your compressor motor's not working, let me know. I'll show you. I'll make a video on how to troubleshoot that as well and get more in depth in that stuff. So I hope this worked out for you. If you liked it, subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe anyway, just so you can make fun of me. All right, guys, take care.